The idea that Americans aren't buying sedans anymore is, frankly, false. While even a cursory glance at the trend lines will tell you that SUVs and crossovers are still surging in popularity, it's unwise to go further and extrapolate that the midsize sedan is dead. Honda sold 345,225 Accords in the US 2016, still shy of the 388,618 Toyota Camry models buyers snapped up, which is to say, a whole hell of a lot of new cars. To say that getting the new, 10th generation Honda Accord right is critical, then, is a deep understatement. None of that is top of mind as I downshift from 4th to 3rd gear, swinging the Accord Sport 2.0T. I'm driving just a little wide so I can nail the apex on a brilliant little new Hampshirite back road. A few degrees of steering and I'm staring right down the barrel of the corner. I flex my right foot and feel the torque roll on, while the forested roadside speeds up just a little, and I mentally cross my fingers that I'm still a little too far south to worry about moose. Not many of the hundreds of thousands of upcoming 2018 Accord buyers will spec out this slick 6-speed manual and the top-end, turbocharged 2.0 liter engine, but my tossing it around the countryside does crystallize one of the core goodnesses about the car: versatility. From the humble 1.5 and continuously variable transmission-equipped car, all the way to the top touring trim with a 10-speed automatic and the Turbo D 2.0 liter, Accord has something good for all comers. Let's start with the common bits, and save the powertrain breakdown for later. You can scroll down now if you like, but I'll know you did. Honda stretched the Accord's wheelbase by more than 2 inches while shortening the overall length by 0.3 inches, and widening it by a ½ inch. The result is a car with more passenger room than the other top competitors in the segment: Camry, Altima, and Fusion, especially in the back seats. The Accord boasts 40.4 inches of legroom in the back chairs, over 2 inches more than any of the trio mentioned above, 4.3 inches up on Altima. And though I had plenty of room behind the steering wheel, it is only fair to mention that both Altima and Fusion have more room to stretch out up front. The clever Honda packaging also extends to the truck, where Accord's 16.7 cubic feet also leads the top 5 midsizers. I tested all 5 combinations of engine and transmission that Accord will offer, though I'll tell you upfront that the very early prototype version of the hybrid is the car I drove the least, and will wait for a follow-up to fully review it. Beyond that, Honda will sell Accord with 2 engines and 3 transmissions. The turbocharged 1.5 liter 4 can be had with a CVT or a 6-speed manual, while the 2.0T offers a 10-speed automatic, or the 6MT. The 1.5T makes 192 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque under the Accord's hood, enough to make the roughly 3,100 to 3,300 pound sedan feel lively when you'd like it to. This engine paired with the CVT transmission was far and away my least favorite flavor of the new Accord, thanks mostly to a droning sonic character, which goes away in the eco driving mode, but takes throttle response with it. Still, peak EPA fuel economy ratings of 38 highway and 30 city, and an LX starting price of just $23,570, should all make this the volume model. Even here I was heartened by the fact that actually using the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters made driving the CVT a lot more enjoyable. At the top of the powertrain food chain is the 2.0T paired to the 10-speed automatic I first tried in the new Odyssey. Though it loses a little of the enthusiastic vigor when compared with the 6MT, this is still a slick setup. The 10-speed does a great job keeping me where I want to be in the rev range, especially in sport mode, and is responsive to paddle shift inputs as well. I didn't notice too much hunting around on hilly sections of road, either. At the very least the combination here is far more refined than what I found with the CVT, and appropriate for the top-end Accord. Balance between ride quality and handling ability is right on the money. As I mentioned above, the base suspension setup McPherson struts in front, with a multi-link rear, and single-mode dampers is really pretty good. Granted, the roads I was driving on were generally pretty good, but bumps and cracks in the paving were absorbed well, without any overt softness in the corners. Touring models come with adaptive, 2-mode dampers, normal and sport, which does offer a broader range between sharpness and smoothness. But I'm not convinced I'd spend the extra cash just for this small improvement. There's a pretty wide spread of cash between the bottom and the top of the 2018 Accord lineup, but as you'd expect, pricing is in lockstep with the segment-leading Camry. The LX base car, 1.5T and CVT, hits your wallet for $23,570, while the top trim Accord 2.0T Touring runs $35,800 before the $875 destination charge. Toyota wants a little less, $23,495, for its stripper Camry L, and is nearly $1,000 cheaper at the top end with the $34,950 XSE V6. As ever with popular new models, available stock and local pricing could easily tip the scales in one direction. It's hard to add relative fuel economy to the mix since Honda has only shared preliminary figures for the 1.5T cars, and not for the 2.0-liter or the hybrid, both of which go on sale after the base-engined cars. Most versions of the 1.5 with a CVT get 30 miles per gallon in the city, 38 on the highway, and 33 combined, but the Sport 6 MT car goes for just 26 city, 35 highway, and 30 combined. Meanwhile the Sport and Touring trims with the CVT get 29/25/31. I'm torn on which version of Accord I'd actually slap down my dollars for. In both cases the trim is the second from bottom Sport, and the transmission would be that tremendous manual. I just don't know if I'd jump from $25,780 to $30,310 to get from the 1.5 liter to the 2.0. For enthusiasts, both are great choices. And for non-enthusiasts, the complete Accord range is a treasure trove of good things. The Gen 10 Accord is great, in part, because it would seem to work so well for so many people. From drivers who don't care about curves, just looking for a reliable, practical, fuel-efficient way to get to work, to those of us that look for any excuse to lengthen the commute with a shortcut, Accord has you covered. And if that stops a few people from buying an SUV or crossover, well, win-win.